Hi everybody. Today I would like to try something new. I will be sharing ServiceNow knowledge on a stream. And for this particular stream session, I have selected one of the recent use cases I had. So we need to be able to place an order out of an inbound email. You may already think of the approach. There we can use inbound email flows or power of inbound actions. So for this particular use case, and we are not going to concentrate our efforts on inbound email flows, we'll try to implement it over good old inbound actions. I have already pre-configured my PDI to be able to receive emails from a specific Gmail account. I'm not going to go deeper into the configuration. I will just say that to make it work, you need to create an account, set up a two-factor authentication, and generate a specific application password for the service now, and that's it. It will work. There are lots of articles on this topic available in the internet. So to develop this whole thing, we will be using Visual Studio Code with the ServiceNow plugin as an utils. It's not actually ServiceNow plugin. It's a plugin from 𝐓𝐀𝐀𝐄𝐒. Huge respect to him. So first of all, let's discuss on how are we going to place an order actually. So we are definitely not going to create all the requested item chain by ourselves. So there probably an API available for this particular case, and that's true. You may already know about the old one, Cart API, which allowed you to create a cart, populate it with the requested items, and then place an order. However, this particular API was deprecated and replaced with a new one, which is called CartJS. Let's quickly Google it. Yeah, this one. So we will select the latest available version of the article. And let's see what are we gonna need from here. So obviously we're gonna need to initialize the cart. This one. The cart name is probably optional. Then we need to populate our cart with items. And it, like we are going to use the add to cart method. Then we are going to submit the order. And for that, we probably... All right, so order now looks like something we are gonna need to use. However, it orders a single item, and if two-step checkout is enabled, it will not submit the request automatically, right? So interesting. Probably there should be another one which also do submit. Okay, here we go. Submit order. So this one not only updates the special instructions requested for and delivery address, so actually the fields on the second step, but it also performs the cart checkout. So instead of order now, we will try to implement it with submit order, just in case, even though the as far as I remember, this two-step is disabled by default on every new PDI. All right, let's jump to the background script and see what we can do. So all right, so let's define the steps we need to perform. So first of all, we are gonna need to prepare an item object. So that means the item ID and the variables, right according to the reference we have just checked out on the developer portal. Then what we are going to do is we need to initialize. We need to prepare second step object. Then we need to initialize the cart and submit the order. Sounds easy enough. So let's do it. So first of all, we need to prepare an item object. So let's get back and refer to our API. So what do we need to add? All right, so to add the cart, we are gonna need to have this type of object. Let's copy. All right, so what do we have? System sysparm ID will require an item ID. All right, just for the test purposes, let's check if I think one of the most used ones across the community is the standard laptop. I have no idea why does it take we have here, right? We will see that there is just a basic description and there are 3 variables that are expected from us. So it's Adobe Acrobat, Adobe Photoshop, and additional software requirements. Right, so now we know. And we are ready to prepare our item object. First of all, we are going to copy the sysid, switch back to code like this, just to avoid the magic numbers in text, so we can predefine it. Or you can always then do it with script if needed. So then item quantity. So just for the purposes of this test, we will select, we will hard code 1. You remove this parameter, the object, the order will not be able to get submitted. And this is very important to have it here. So now the variables. So let's check what we have. Yeah, just so I didn't prepare this session in advance. So we are doing everything from scratch. Right now, variables. I can check what we have. We have Adobe Acrobat, Photoshop. Oh, we actually need the variable names. It's easier for us to understand. All right, perfect. Acrobat Photoshop. Okay, so this is a checkbox. That means we are going to support true or false. Last one was additional software. Perfect. So now it looks like our item is ready. Now let's prepare the second step. So what do we have on the second step? Let's quickly refer back. Or submit order. Yeah, so this is the second step. Problem. All right, so we can keep those guys empty. We actually don't even need this if we just pass the empty object as a parameter, just for the sake of this test so that it's clear for everyone. We will keep it like this. All right, so the second step is ready. Now what is to submit order? All right. First of all, we need to initialize the cart. Now we need to add the item to the cart. We pass the item up here, and now we need to add the second step as a parameter to this method. What we can do it like this. It will work. As I said, so let's do it right. And then we'll capture the results. And we also display the outcome. So, all right, so it looks like we are ready to test it. Save it, jump back, the background script we have prepared. So if, let's check, submit order, map request, it. Correct. So now, if I submit this request, it's actually, now if I submit this request, he should give me, ServiceNow should give me the request ID in return, a request number. Let's see what we get. very wrong. What is last cast? So we have CartJS, we have add to cart, we don't tab object effect. Where are oh, really? So sys parameter quantity should be passed as a string. All right. Fair enough. So we have some options inserted. Let's check what we got. All right. So the request is here. Okay, so do not forget to parse the results with the help of JSON stringify. All right, let's check what we got. So request is here. Requested item is here. Adobe Acrobat is selected. Additional software requirements are present. Yeah. Now, let us just, for the sake of this test, paste another one so that we can see the stringified results. Yeah, you can see the result because we have a request number and request key. All right, so the script works. Now we need to create an inbound action and try it there. Copy the script. Come to the inbound actions. Let's create a new one. And here is a very interesting thing. So we need to specify the target table. In our case, it doesn't matter which one. We will, of course, create it based on request table. And we will also create it for the new emails only. As you can see, the type is email. The type is new. Then we need to stop processing all other inbound actions after this one has been executed. We need to make sure that this inbound action applies to only a specific sender. Will be me, my personal account in this case. Then we do not have any additional conditions except of the execution order. Out of the box, ServiceNow provides a bunch of inbound actions allowing you to create incidents, and all of them are with the execution order 100. We need to make sure that it is a little bit, that it checks this one, the conditions for this particular inbound action a little bit earlier. So we will set 75. All right, so now we are looking very good on the when to run conditions. Now let's jump to actions. In the actions, we can see immediately the script. And if you analyze the boilerplate for this function, you will see that there is, for some reason, event parameter has been struck through. I think Omender from ServiceNow 911 channel has made a reel about it, where he says that it's actually a bug from ServiceNow, acknowledged by ServiceNow and planned to be fixed, I think, in the Washington already. So you can ignore this straight through. Now we can sync the inbound action script with our Visual Studio Code and paste our script here. Right. Really formatted, easily readable. So, why did I mention that in our case it doesn't matter what target table is here? So, what kind of target table is selected? This is because we are not creating any records in this table with the current record. The current record, which you can see in the parameter on the top, will be pre-initialized glide record, which allows you to populate it and then use a current insert at the end to insert this record. What will happen in this case is the following. So the target record in the email itself will be associated with this record, and all the attachments which are associated with this record will be moved to this target record. In our case, it will not happen. And this is actually the first challenge. But First of all, let's make sure that this whole thing works. I'm going to save it. I'm going to make sure that it syncs to the email action. All right, it's here. And now you know what? Let's do the following. Let's add the text from the email inside of our additional software requirements. Just at least we can show how we can work with email. So the email, every email has body, and this body is an object which contains lots of parameters that we don't need, and ServiceNow provides us direct access to the body of an email in a text format by using the email.body text, and an HTML format if we are using email.body HTML. Let's keep it as HTML and let's see what happens when we try to send an email. All right, so now let's check. First of all, let's open the emails log, see what's happening here. We are going to send a new email now and see what will happen. All right, the email is out. Now we need to wait for it to arrive. May take a bit. Oh, forgot to activate it before it arrives. All right, the email is here. Now we just wait until ServiceNow picks it up. Yeah, now I really wish it wasn't on the stream so that I could then fast forward it. Unfortunately, we will have to wait. Okay, what we can do, we can check the diagnostics. Our receiving is operational. For some reason, it's not. Yeah, let's enable it again. Strange. For some reason, ServiceNow disables this feature on its own. I have no idea. All right, so now it's operational and we just need to wait. Yeah, by the way, what I was thinking before setting this whole thing up is that every PDI kind of arrives with the pre-configured this ServiceNow configured email account, which allows you kind of send an email to the dev your PDI at servicenow.com or at servicenowdevelopers.com. But since I think 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏, it's not a thing anymore, so you will have to use your accounts, your standalone mailbox if you want to achieve it. If you want to send and receive emails, so that's kind of a... All right, so now we got it. And if we open it, we can see some activity below. Yes, you see? So stop processing detected after... Let's sort it by... So stop processing was detected after executing script. So this is the name of our inbound action. So what does it mean? That means that the as soon as the inbound action was found, we are not going to execute any other inbound actions with the higher order. And here comes one interesting information in a log. So as I mentioned, we did not use a current object, and we have placed the record ourselves with the help of the CartJS API. So what you can see here, ServiceNow recognized this part of a behavior, this kind of a behavior, and dropped us a comment that we did not create or updated a C request using current. This is not an error. This is okay. You can keep it just for, I would say, for the information purposes. Now let's see whether the request number 10,008 got created. Yeah, or actually 9, doesn't matter. So we have the request, we have the requested item, and we have our body in HTML. It's perfect. Now let's get back our email. So as you can see here, there are no target record associated with this. That's also because we didn't use this current object. So the built-in logic couldn't associate the created logic, the created record with the email. If there are attachments, we would have still be able to see them here, and also they would be listed in email attachment. This is one of the interesting challenges that may not always be addressed by the users, and in this case may not always be so trivial to understand. So how can we improve this inbound action so that we also associate our record with the target record? Let's get back to our script. So we're not going to use the background scripts anymore because everything is working fine here. We will just continue to develop in our inbound action. So you may think that maybe we need to continue and somehow associate the request. Let's see, the request, or maybe the requested item. Okay, let's do it with the request just for the test purposes. We need to associate the request with the inbound email as a target record. So how are we going to do this? Where are we where can we get all the data? So first of all, as you remember, in our background script, we have the following object as a result. So we have the result ID. That's very good. What we can do is that we can get a request ID as a result. Request ID. Now, what else do we need? So the logic would be the following from my perspective. So as soon as we have created a request, we need to find the email. We need to associate the request with this email. So for that, we need to know the request ID and the email ID. You may think, all right, so the email, but it's here. But it's not the Glide record. It's not the ID of the record. It's just an email wrapper which has the data from the email itself, not from the email record, Glide record in ServiceNow. But there is another thing. There is an event available. What we can do with this event. So every time that email comes in, there will be a special event raised. This event is called email.read. And if you open it, you will be able to see this a sysID in parameter 1. And this is, my friends, exactly the sysID of the email that we need to get. And we can check it. So let's sort it by created. Let's open it. Select 1C. Find this email. What do we have here? Exactly it. Perfect. Now we just need to find them all, associate them together, and that's it. All right, so let's check it. How can we do this? So we have a result. We have a request ID. Now we also have an email ID. So what should we do now? We need to get, we need to associate, we need to find the, first of all, we need to find, we need to get a email Glide record. So we are going to get it like this. Then we are going to get then we are going to check if we got a valid result in return. Think like this. And then if it's okay, we can modify it. How? Let's do it the following way. So let's get back. Yes. So as soon as we got an email, we have this target ID, target record. As you may know, this is not a simple reference field. This is a document ID field. And how you can work with the document ID. You may be aware that you cannot just pass a sysid to this field. It will not ever find anything because this type of fields are heavily related on the second field, which is called, in this case, target table. So this field should always be dependent on another field where you actually select a table. This is very important. So what should we do now with it after we got all this valuable knowledge? All right, so, okay. First of all, we are going to set a table. So set value. I'm doing mistakes, sorry. Set value. I think it's called a table. In our case, to be C request. I know. We are not going to do any specific magic here. I'm just hard coding this value, but you can always adjust and modify this script later for your purposes. Now, let's set the document ID. So target sysid. I think it's like this, and here we can specify request ID. Now, what we can do is oh, actually, that's it. We don't need to do anything else. So email gr, we just update it. And that should work. Yeah, that should work. I'm not going to send another email. Just check that all the changes get synchronized. Okay, they're here. They're here. Perfect. Now let's go. And let's just, as we do not have any target record here, let's just reprocess this. And if everything works fine, we come here, open the email log, wait for it till new data is coming. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. Now go up, refresh it. And we do not have anything. Why? So you see that the table is a request document there. Why that? Anything, folks? Okay, we have something. Oh no, these are the old ones. All right, so here, annotated. See the target record. I'm pretty sure that target table. The name of the field. I think it was target table. Oh, it's instance. Okay, it's instance. Ivan, what are you doing? Right. Let's try it again. Worked. Right. Oh, caramba. That's it. It works. So the target, not the target sysid. Target sysid, where is the prover table? I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, that's how it works. Now we have a target record associated with this email, and the email is visible on the activity stream. Respondents here. Okay. So now, yeah, here it is. Email is here. All right, now we have another challenge. Let's see what happens if I attach something to the email. I'm sorry that I am constantly closing and open the windows. This looks like not an optimal work, but this is my chaos in my head, trying to bring an order in the way of thinking. So this, we don't need any more backgrounds. All right, so let's switch back to our mailbox. Let's create a new email. Also our old lorem ipsum. Subject. No, actually, let's make touch number 1. Now let's create an attachment here. Save it as now let's make all right. Now I'm going to add those. Probably I still have to fix some network drives. That's why it's taking so long. So now we have an email with a couple of attachments. We're going to send them and see what happens. Back. Email. Hopefully it works. Yes, it works. Now we wait. Filter it out. Wait. attachment arrived. While we are waiting, I can probably discuss with you the approach. So that I'm going to share you in advance. So the attachments will remain on the email, and we are not going to see them on the record, even after we reassign. I was thinking there should be probably a way to trigger the logic, but I couldn't find any particular business rules or scripted actions or fixed scripts that are doing it. Maybe this is something you can help me with this particular use case. There is another way. There is another way which we can use to kinda to copy the attachments. This could be achieved with the GlideSysAttachment API. Open it. Yeah, so GlideSysAttachment API provides a way to handle attachments, and we can check what it can do. It can delete attachment, can get attachment, returns a glide record that matches attachment metadata such as name, type, or size. It's fine. We can then we can get content stream, GlideSysAttachment, instance attachment class. Okay. Copy. Scoped. Oh yeah, here in scoped. So we can use a source table, source ID, and target table, target ID, and then it will copy the attachment. But why I don't like this particular method? Because it will create duplicates in this attachment table. So the better way would be probably to it's also here. Okay, it's also available in global. How? Yeah, strange. Yeah, so I don't like this particular method. There will be probably a nice way of doing it by GlideSysAttachment get attachment, then just cycle through the attachment. Yeah, let's actually do this. Why not? So we got an email. If we open it, you see that there will be a target record associated. That's perfect, but the attachments are here. The attachments are here as well in email attachments. What happens when the default logic kicks in when we are using the current record to create a record out of with the help of the inbound action? The these attachments will be also modified and either attached to target record or discarded if they are, for example, lower than the minimal image size threshold or the attachment size threshold, to filter out some crap like, the tiny social icons that many people like to add to their signatures and stuff like this. And there will be also action reasons specified. You can actually see how it works. And you can actually move those attachments manually with the help of this particular UI action, which is called move attachment to target record. So what we can do without actually developing a bicycle again. We can open the UI actions and see how it works. Pretty exciting. Now let's see what we have. All right. It's working pretty straightforward without any GlideSysAttachment API. It will get the current attachment from the attachment record. So that means that the attachment, this one, is a reference to the sysattachment table. Currently we are in sysemail attachment. Then if we are allowed to write, so if we're allowed to do anything with those attachments, we are now going to connect to this email attachment, and we are going to to the sysemail table, because we need to get a target record, and we will get the target record there, and we will modify the table sysID is the attachment field. Yeah. All right, so we will modify the attachment table name in table sysID, so the ID of the record in the table with the target table and the instance, and then the attachments will appear on the target record. And then we just modify the attachment with the email attachment with the following reason. So here, action reason, the following action attached, discarded. All right, that's actually sounds pretty easy. So what can we do with this script? Let's copy this part. Now let's count action. See where we are. So we can add another step here, and let's call it handle attachments. All right, so now let's just replicate this UI action. So we have attachment, current attachment. So we are not in the sysemail attachment table. So we do not have this current. So how can we fix? Do we really need this? Yeah, let's fix this. First of all, check what those sysemail attachment records have. Okay, email. It's we are going to query with the sysid equals to email get unique value. So now we will be able to find all the sysemail attachments associated with this and it's not sysid, it's email. Now we are going to, what the hell, query, right, query. And now we are going to loop through this while you need to forgive this little habit as well. Even there is a, if it's a one-liner, I always add the curly brackets. Old habit. So then what we are going to do, we are going to we are going to get we got all the sys attachment. That's fine. Now we are going to cycle through them, then look for the specific attachment, check if we can read it, if we can write it or perform change operations. And then we will be associating those attachments. With the target record. That's it. If it works. Oh yes. For you, as a homework, you need to modify this script in a way that it also properly handles the email attachments in the email attachment table, and sets the action and the action reason. But I suppose it's easy for you guys. All right, so what do we have here now? Yeah, we can test it. Back. Oh, send another email. Need to remove forward because we do not have anything to help to handle forwards. This is the second point to your homework. Make it sure that it also works for forwards. Then we also modify check that everything saved. All right. Button. check again. It works. Okay, good. Perfect. Now we wait. See what happens then. Yeah, so this is not the perfect solution because what I don't like is I don't like the glide records in a loop. There are other ways of doing it, but we are just utilizing the functionality that ServiceNow provides us. And I suppose it's already enough for you to process and understand how you can work with the CartJS attachments, inbound actions. So now let's see what happened. We got the record, we open it. See, there are no attachments anymore. What the hell? Where are they? Let's go to the record. Oh my God, they are here. Yes, that's exactly what we wanted. If we open it, we see that they are perfectly fine. There is a particular situation when this may be helpful. Let's say you don't want to attach the record to the request, and you want to attach it, for example, to a requested item instead, or even to an, I don't know, some other records, not even associated. So this is how you can. This is one of the ways how you can do this, and it should work. Yeah. I suppose that's it for today. Thank you very much. I hope that you find it useful, valuable. I know that's a little bit, it took us a little bit longer than an hour, but I hope that it was worth of your time and that you may apply the knowledge from this session to your daily business. And let's see what kind of other topics we are going to have for our next streaming session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.